Please welcome Drumma Boy to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. It's an honor to have you here. I'm looking forward to talking about your life, career, family, in your new book, Behind the Hits. Tell me what made you decide to pen this. You released it. You're releasing it in the year of your 40th birthday. So happy birthday to you, and the 50th anniversary of hip hop and rap. But why now for you personally?
I think it was important for me to tell my story. Also, putting a face with a name. A lot of people are familiar with my music,
right?
And can claim certain moments of time, whether it's high school or a party or certain moments of their life. You know, I'm a soundtrack to a lot of people's lives.
You really are. I was just gonna say, but people don't always recognize the face, and you're like, nah, I'm just like, oh, you did, oh, you did,
exactly.
Oh, you did.
It's that excitement. So, and it's the same excitement when they get the book. We only did exclusive 100 copies. I dropped pre-order on my birthday, August 11th, and I share the same birthday as hip hop.
Yes.
So it was important for me, a landmark, to give that landmark with another landmark.
Of course, but I know it's something that's been in the making for a decade, though. What was happening 10 years ago when you said, you know what, I'm going to take some of the lessons I've learned in this industry? What project were you working on? Was there a pivotal moment?
10 years ago, 2013, I got my artwork. So you know, I would always see the artwork. Shout out to Lindsay, Money Graphics. She did the artwork, and it was just important. Every time I saw that artwork, I was like, man, this is something I have to finish. It's like a I don't know, like a verse that you wrote down, and it's not a full song yet, or it might be a hook that you wrote down.
It's just that little thing that came to you in the middle of the night, and you're trying to get it down.
I have to complete it
in several chapters. I think you had just gotten an Usher, a Grammy with Usher at that point too, right?
Absolutely.
So you really you'd made your mark, right? And said, I want to share.
Absolutely. Like, you know, my dad writes a lot of books. He's put out maybe 8, 9 different books.
Wow.
And, you know, I have a lot of family that has written books. So I was like, you know, I think it's my turn. You know, and over the course of the years, from the Grammys, or from, you know, No Hands, or I'ma Do Me for Rocco, or Shawty Plies, Money to Blow, Drake, just all of these different hits, people don't really understand what we're going through or what it took to make that record possible. You know, as a producer, I'm bigger than just making beats. I'm very therapeutic to a lot of the young men and young women that I've worked with, and just helping them tell their story.
And I read where you said it's not just about the beats for you, right? Because you can turn down the beats, and the lyrics are still what people are going to say and sing and recite. So how did you learn to merge the importance of those two? If everybody was coming to you for the beats, when did you start helping with the lyrics too?
I started helping with lyrics, you know, I come from the church choir, and you know, just my first couple shows selling out when I was like 16 or 17, Wimbledon Sports Complex in Memphis, seeing so many people reciting the words.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I gotta keep rapping. I was rapping really when I first started making beats, and throughout my career.
And if I'm not mistaken, pardon the interruption, you did some lyrics for the quadratic formula when you were 6.
My math teacher.
Your math teacher, and she still plays it now, right?
Still
Can you give me a couple of bars?
Okay, I was like, X equals the opposite of B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC. 4AC all up over 2A all up over 2X equals the opposite of B plus or minus the square root of B
and she's
squared.
still doing this, and you recorded it for her. I love that.
I recorded it on a tape. I was 16. I recorded on this cassette tape, and I gave it to the teacher. She played it for the class, and the whole class was
lost
like,
it.
Oh. I made the beat. I wrote the lyric. You know, wrote out the lyrics.
And you have you've had that same reaction for decades since, right?
Absolutely.
Just the artists. Just give me the laundry list. The folks you have worked with, and how it feels to create the music and really the soundtrack.
It's special for me because I worked with all of these people before they were who they were. So my mom always told me, if you can make your neighbor famous, if you can make the people around you famous, then you can do anything. If you can make it here in Memphis, son, you can make it anywhere. So this was the motivation and inspiration that she gave me. I came up with a rapper by the name of Yo Gotti. When I first got to Atlanta, I produced for an artist by the name of Pastor Troy. I got a
I
call.
see here with Jeezy, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
two go way back.
Oh yeah, Young Jeezy
Yeah.
from the Boys in the Hood days.
Yeah.
So when he was in a group, when he went solo, he hit me, and I did Standing Ovation.
Right.
That was my first platinum plat. So
Was that the first time, like, did you know when you guys are in the studio, did you know we're about to go to the next level?
oh yeah. I mean, Jeezy was already on that level. He was the
Right.
hottest artist that you wanted to work with in Atlanta coming
Right.
up at that time. And I said, man, I have to make this project.
Right.
So he calls me. I get 15 calls from Jeezy, missed calls from Jeezy.
Wow.
I call him back. He's like, man, I need this beat. And what was crazy, the beat that he wanted, I had sold it maybe 3 months prior to this moment. So I'm like, and ironically, I had constantly telling him, give me some acapellas and I'll redo it. I started making beats from acapellas. So
how did that feel, quickly before we go to break here, when you get to the point where you're missing 15 calls from the likes of Jeezy?
it made me nervous, but
That's
you know,
honest.
he respected me and said, Drumma Boy, you do good business, because I couldn't sell him the same beat. So I told him, give me the acapellas, I'll redo it. I gave it 3 different shots. He was turning in his album in the morning.
Wow.
And I said, look, I gotta make this album. The 3rd version of the remake that I made was Standing Ovation.
Wow. And I know you don't like to pick favorites, but just out of the people that you've worked with, when you look at, because we're looking at some of the pictures of folks that you work with, the T.I., just what's that like when you see the work that they're creating and that you had such a big role in making these hits?
I always felt like I'm gonna change anybody's life who I work with. You know what I mean?
You got to go into Believe in You, the prize.
Oh yeah, you got to know that, you know, and have that confidence that what you offer is valuable.
We're going to pause it right there. What you offer is valuable.